Chefs, what red flags should people look out for when they go out to eat? A $4 steak is not a good steak. Where can you get a $4 steak? It might not be good, but I might just have to try one out of sheer curiosity. Dirty stained carpets. I have no idea why anyone would open a restaurant and put carpet down. Carpets are a nightmare to clean and always look dirty after a year of being laid. Carpets are the floor sweaters we constantly put our feet and shoes and whatever else on and never wash them. Freaks me out, man. Edit. Thanks, this really blew up. You really should wash them. Do one of those carpet shampoo things. If you don't have one, borrow or rent one. Do that once a year at least. It's astounding and horrifying what it pulls up out of the carpet. Vacuum at least every 2 to 3 days. Always keep your floors clean. Pro tip: look up the health inspector reports for your county. For Florida. Edit. State/county website list for the US. Edit 2. Current link for Michigan. http://swordsolutions.com/inspections, courtesy of /u/nsper. Steak and Shake 354 really needs to step up its game. Intermediate, accumulation of black/green mold-like substance around soda dispensing nozzles. Warning. If employees try to argue with you about food quality in order to dissuade you from sending something undercooked back, just leave. It means they have a cook who can't take criticism and your chances at getting a sneezer are greatly increased. Ask where your oysters come from. If they don't know, you don't want them. Works for most seafood. The ocean. Can you be more specific? The Pacific or Atlantic? The Pacific Ocean. Can you be more Pacific? Have you had Atlantic? If a restaurant has a one-page menu, that's usually a pretty good sign. It means their line cooks have become specialists and can usually nail all the dishes listed. Conversely, if a restaurant has a giant, multi-page menu, that's a gigantic red flag. The longer the menu, the better the odds that you're paying to eat a boiled bag frozen meal. I see you, too, have been to Cheesecake Factory. Edit. I live in Philly, so that's where my autocorrect goes. Edit 2. Apparently CF makes almost all of their food from scratch, in-house. That does not excuse the Michelin-length menu. Not a chef but worked in food a lot. Carpet. Yet it's quieter and doesn't get slick, but it is one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. I saw them pull it up when they remodeled, and put in more carpet. Vacuuming only goes so far in a restaurant, and I know they never, ever shampooed it. I clean carpet for a living, and yes, restaurants are often disgusting. The stuff we pull out is usually black slime because of grease and grit. Most of the people we clean for try their best to get clean regularly, but even then I find it hard to eat at those restaurants. Pictures of food on the menu that clearly aren't from the restaurant. Not a chef, but I just took a chance on a restaurant today and the chefs were sitting, legs up, right next to the front door as I walked in. No one but staff and me there. So, according to how my stomach feels, probably that. Ugh, God. Help. Do not point your asshole at anything you're not willing to destroy. Treat every ass as if it were loaded. And keep your finger out of the hole unless you're sure of the target. Know where your toilet is and what's behind it. If a restaurant has a huge menu, it's all frozen. Cisco, it's what's for dinner. Aramark. But for sure, man. If they got lobster and pancakes on their diner menu, maybe one or more of those dishes isn't freshly prepared. Never order pancakes more than 100 miles from the shore. Yep. And never order seafood within 100 miles of the shore. Can someone explain these for my friend? He doesn't get it. When the menus are super dirty and never cleaned, that means everything is super dirty and never cleaned. Waffle House. Waffle House cook. This is true. The stores where they give a shiz, they follow the Waffle House Bible and clean them. I want a copy of the Waffle House Bible. Finally, a religion I can get behind. Praise be the waffle. Maple syrup and hash browns smothered, covered and diced be unto you. Amen. If the area is busy but the restaurant is empty, that's usually a bad sign. OTOH, empty neighborhood, and busy place. Usually a hole-in-the-wall place that makes the most fire food. Took me 3 solid minutes to decipher OTO to mean on the other hand. I'm old. Sometimes I get these acronyms immediately because they follow the flow of the thought. This one was easy for me. SMH took me a while. Yeah, first time I saw it, I thought, what the hell does the Sydney Morning Herald have to do with this? Cook for a small Mexican restaurant here. I always look for how the staff interact with each other. If they all seem to enjoy being there, and coordinate well, more often than not it's because everything is running smoothly and they have a good system, which usually means they know what they're doing and you can expect good food. That's how it always is for the smaller, family-run restaurants I frequent anyway, which I believe always have the best food. I have a family member who's worked in multiple different restaurants, and they always advise me never to get drinks with ice because too many places don't keep their ice machines cleaned because it's so often overlooked compared to other kitchen equipment. Ran a kitchen. Can confirm. When I started they only cleaned the ice machine and soda machine when black stuff was in the Mountain Dew. While I was there, it was bi-weekly for the ice machine and nightly for the soda machine. Thank you for that. Not a chef, front of the house. When my boss, the owner, used to host and people would complain to her about the hour wait on Saturday night at 7 p.m. and then threaten to leave, she would tell them, if the restaurant you choose does not have a wait on a Saturday night, you may not want to eat there. And then turn her biggest cheese-eating grin on them, smiley face, can I add you to the list? Yes. It wasn't uncommon for the place I worked at recently to have a minimum of a 40-minute wait on the weekends and people would try to get all uppity about it. Like yo, you came here for a reason. So did everyone else. Calm down or just leave honestly. There's a Chinese restaurant in my town with a sign out front that says, clean food. And fresh. I still can't help but wonder why they would bring that up unprovoked. Maybe they recently immigrated and don't realize how sketchy that sign makes them seem. There's an Asian restaurant in my hometown whose sign advertises ingredients with no other context. Never fails to make me laugh when I see it. Come to our restaurant, the food is food wow. I used to go to a place called Big Teriyaki, the only reason I tried it was because it had a sign that just said best taste. If you order a meal that should take a long time to cook and it comes out very quickly, it's been pre-cooked. Edit, this applies mostly to quiet nights. If it's quiet and it comes out immediately it's just been sitting there. But if it's busy then there's enough turnover that it's likely alright and chefs are just being prepared. Unless you're at a barbecue joint. Can't exactly make pulled pork in 15 minutes. Edit. To everyone telling me how long it takes to smoke meat, I know. Well, if you go to a barbecue joint you know and want it to be pre-cooked. We have a sushi place where the chef gives you free samples of future dishes. This usually means they take pride in their work and want to see people's reactions before committing it to the menu. I have one of those places near my house too. Best sushi place ever. Blood on the vegetables. That's bad. Just a little iron supplement, don't worry about that. If there is different cuisines on the same menu, it usually means it's not gonna be good. I don't trust that people can do Japanese and Italian in the same kitchen. I recently went to a newish barbecue place. I knew the moment I opened the menu it was going to be awful. The place had at least 120 things on the menu that run the gamut from burgers to lobster thermidor. When you see that, you know it's going to be terrible. It means they're trying to do everything rather than focusing on a smaller range of things and doing it very well. As I suspected, it was terrible.